Hello, welcome to all. Today is our lecture on drawing a phasor diagram from the equivalent circuit of different types of transmission line. In different types of transmission line, we see the short transmission line and medium transmission line phasor diagram. In a medium transmission line, we see the N conventional method, pi method and T method. Now first of all, we see the short transmission line. Here we see the short transmission line equivalent circuit. Already the theory about the short transmission line and medium transmission line we discussed in above lecture. Now in this lecture only we study how to draw the phasor diagram from the equivalent circuit. So first of all we see the equivalent circuit. An equivalent circuit of short transmission line. Here is our sending end voltage, here is our receiving end voltage, here is our resistance and reactance of transmission line. Now in short transmission line we know that we not located capacitance because we neglected it. Short transmission line value of capacitance is low, so we neglected it. So here we introduce only resistance and reactance of transmission line. So now drawing a phasor diagram, first of all we have assumed any one of the parameter as a reference. So in our phasor diagram, in all types of transmission line, we use a receiving end voltage as our reference voltage or a reference line. So first of all, we draw a reference line. We choose VR as a reference. So we draw a line which is called VR as a reference. Now we know that angle between voltage at receiving end and current at receiving end, which is called a power factor angle. So the VR, which is our line for the reference line or a receiving end line. Now we take an angle phi r and we draw the line current IR. So here we draw a line current IR with angle phi r, our power factor angle at receiving end. So first of all we draw a line VR and then we draw current IR at angle phi r. Now we have to draw a drop, resistive drop. First of all we see in the equivalent circuit here. In equivalent circuit we see that a sending end voltage we send and at receiving end voltage VR we taken. So Vs to VR there is a drop due to impedance. An impedance drop including resistance and reactive drop. So find out the voltage VR. First of all we find out this resistive drop, and resistive or inductive drop which is due to a current flowing in them. So here we see that current Is and a flow through the current R, which is also equal to IR because there is no any shunt element. So current Is which is equal to IR, so we taken as an equal I. So from resistance and inductance current IR flowing. Now if the current IR is flowing, so in resistance there is a drop which is called IR drop, and we know that any resistive drop which is a parallel to our current. So here current IR, so we draw the line parallel to the current IR which is called our resistive drop IR into R. Now we know that any inductive drop which is 90 angle to our current. So here current IR, so 90 angle to current we draw a inductive drop. So from 90 angle we draw line here, a same line we draw here a 90 angle with our current IR. Here we see that which is called IR into XL, which is our inductive drop. Now IR and IXL becomes IZ, a resultant of this which is IZ, our total impedance drop. Now here is a VR, here is a total impedance drop. So VR plus impedance drop, we get the value of Vs. So resultant of this impedance drop and VR, we get a value of Vs, which is our sending end voltage. So we find out sending end voltage here, a sending end current which is equal to receiving end current. So we find a sending end current also. Now angle between Vs and IR or IS, which is called a power factor angle for sending end. So we find out sending end power factor from the phasor diagram. Now we see the medium transmission line. Now here medium transmission line, first we see the N conventional method. Here is the equivalent circuit for the N conventional method. In N conventional method, we located capacitance near to our load. So here we see in the figure a capacitance C. Now if here capacitance we put, so that current, sending end current and receiving end current are different, because the current, some current are flowing in the capacitor also. So the sending end current, which is equal to IR and I plus IC. So now we have to draw a phasor diagram for the N conventional method. First of all, as per above method, we taken VR as a reference. So here we taken VR as a reference. Now a VR current, VR voltage, the angle phi r we taken as an power factor angle. So we draw the line at angle phi r, which is called current IR. So now we draw, with angle phi r, draw current IR. So here receiving end voltage, now here is an receiving end current. Now here a current flowing in the resistance and reactance, or called impedance. The current flowing in the impedance, which is current IS. So now if we want to draw in a phasor diagram line of voltage drop, first of all we find the current IS, and here we see that a current IS we divide in current IR and IC. Now current IC, which is flowing in the capacitor, in any capacitive current which is 90 angle leading from the our current, our voltage. So a capacitive current leading 90, so we draw line here, a same line we draw here for the capacitive current IC with the 90 angle of VR. So here is a resistor, receiving end current. Now we draw here capacitive current. Now resultant of, from the equivalent circuit, we see that resultant of IR and IC, we get value of current IS. So here we draw line IS, which is called IS. So now we have a IS, a sending end current. Now sending end current are flowing in the impedance. So first of all we draw a line for resistance, a resistive drop, and resistive drop we know that parallel to the current. So here is the current IS, we draw the line parallel to the current IS into R for a resistive drop. Now inductive drop is 90 angle to the current. So here is the current IS, we draw a line 90 angle to the current, which is called IS into XL. Now both this drop, IS and R and IS and XL, the total sum of this is IS into Z. So total impedance drop is here. Now voltage VR, which is receiving end voltage, and it is parallel to the capacitor. So capacitor, for the capacitor there is also VR voltage. So now VR voltage plus drop, which is equal to Vs. So the resultant of VR and drop, which is equal to Vs. So here we find a sending end voltage. Now sending end current and sending end voltage, angle between them, which is called angle phi s, which is our sending end power factor angle, and from the power factor angle we find out power factor. So here is the phasor diagram for the N conventional method. Now we see the phasor diagram for the pi method. Now we discuss a pi method. In a pi method, we see that we locate a capacitance half at the receiving end and half at the sending end. Here we see in the figure. And middle part we located our resistance and reactance in middle. So for finding out a phasor diagram, first of all, here we see that a current will be divided first in ascending end two parts. First one is in current IL, which is line current, and current in capacitor, which is IC2, our second capacitor. Now when current IL will be passing, it divides in another two parts, IC1 and IR. Now current flowing in the impedance, resistance and inductance, which is IL. So our resistive and inductive drop due to current IL. And voltage VR for our first capacitor, because the first capacitor is parallel to the load and a second capacitor is parallel to the sending end. So the voltage Vs for the sending end. So here is the voltage Vs and here is the voltage VR for the capacitor. Now we draw the phasor diagram. First of all, as per our above discussion, we draw a line for a reference and we take a receiving end voltage VR as a reference. So we draw line VR. Here we draw line VR. Now VR we taken as a reference. Now current IR will be flowing in receiving end side, and the power factor angle phi r, which is the angle of power factor of receiving end side. So we taken phi r angle and draw line current IR. Now here we see that IL current will be flowing in the resistance and inductance. So first of all we find the IL current, then we draw line of drop due to inductance and resistance. So here we see that current IL will be divided in two parts, IR and IC1. So IC1, which is a capacitive current, and capacitive current is we assume that a 90 angle with voltage. So here is a voltage VR and 90 angle to voltage VR, which is our receiving end current. So we draw a line 90 angle for IC1 current. So here is the IR current and 90 angle to the VR, which is IC1. So here we find the current IC1, and resultant of IR and IC1 we get current IL. So we draw the line IL here. So here is the line current IL. So IR and IC1 resultant is line current IL. Now we have an IL current, and IL current are flowing in the resistance and inductance. So first of all, IL current flowing in the resistance and produce a drop, which is IR drop, and IR drop is parallel to current IL. So we draw a parallel line to the IL here, which is called IL into R. So IL into R, which is our resistive drop. Now this current are flowing in the inductor, and inductor produce reactance and the current are flowing in the reactance, and reactive drop will produce, and this reactive drop is 90 angle to the current IL. So 90 angle to the current IL, which means that a parallel line ILR, we draw a 90 angle line IL into XL, which is our inductive drop. So here is the both line ILR and ILXL, our impedance drop. So resultant of this line, which is our impedance drop, is L into Z. A total impedance drop is here. Now a VR voltage, which is receiving end voltage, and here is some drop. So voltage Vs, which is equal to drop plus receiving end voltage. So VR plus drop, which is our sending end voltage. So here is the VR and here is drop. So resultant of both, which is our sending end voltage Vs. So we draw the line for the sending end voltage, which is Vs. Now sending end voltage line Vs is here. Now we find out the sending end current and sending end power factor. So here we in figure with that sending end current in divide in two parts, current IL and IC2. So here is the current IL, we already find IL current. Now capacitor current IC2, which is 90 angle to the voltage. So here is the voltage Vs. So we draw a line 90 angle to the Vs. So 90 angle to the Vs, we draw line here 90 angle. So same line we draw here 90 angle to the Vs, which is called our IC2 current, because it is a capacitive current. So IC2 current line we draw, and resultant of IC2 and IL, we get a sending end current. So here we draw a line. Here we see that we draw a line, resultant line of IL, current IL and IC2, which is called our IS, or sending end current. So first, which is IR and IC1. So here IR and IC1, which is IL. So IR and IC1, which is IL line. Here we see that. Now IL and IC2, which is IS. So here IL and IC2, which is IS. So we draw a line IS. Now current IS we find. Now we find out the power factor angle for the sending end. So here is the line for IS line, a sending end current line. Now we draw an angle between IS and Vs, which is our power factor angle phi s. So we find out power factor angle for the sending end. Now with the help of sending end power factor angle, we find out cos phi s, which is our sending end power factor. So from the phasor diagram, we find out Vs, Is and power factor angle phi s. Now we see for the medium transmission line. So now we discuss about T method. In T method, we know that we use a capacitance, we located a capacitance as a midpoint of transmission line. And if we choose a midpoint on transmission line, the impedance drop, the impedance of transmission line is divided in two parts. One is at the sending end side, one is at the receiving end side. Here we see in the figure R by 2 and XL by 2, and here R by 2 and XL by 2 at receiving end side. Now in other method, N conventional method and pi method. In N conventional method, we know that we taken capacitance as receiving end side, so that a voltage of the capacitor is equal to a receiving end voltage VR. And also in pi method, we taken capacitor in a different two side, Vs and VR. So a sending end side and receiving end side. So the sending end side capacitance voltage is Vs and receiving end side voltage is Vr. But in T method we located capacitance at midpoint, so the other parts impedance drop for both side, so the receiving end side and sending end side impedance drop. Due to this, a voltage in a capacitor is different from Vs and Vr. So here we taken V1 as an voltage of capacitor. Now we have to draw a phasor diagram for the T method. First of all, from our equivalent circuit, we taken one reference. Here we taken a Vr as a reference value. So we draw first line Vr as a reference. Now Vr we taken as a reference. A receiving end side current are flowing is IR. So angle between Vr and IR, which is our power factor angle, cos phi r, which is already given in our example. So we find out current IR with the angle phi r to the Vr. So take here we draw a line for current IR and angle phi r. Now in equivalent circuit we see that a voltage Vr and here is some drop and equal to V1. So V1 which is equal to a drop plus Vr. So if we want to draw a line drop in receiving end side, we have to draw a line parallel to current IR for resistance and 90 angle to the IR for a inductive drop. So first we draw a line IR for the IR for resistance. So parallel to resistance we draw line for a resistive drop IR into RL R by 2. Now 90 angle to the current IR into XL by 2. Now here is a resistive drop, here is an inductive drop, and resultant of both resistor and inductive drop, which is our impedance drop IR into Z. So we draw the line IR into Z1. Now we see here VR plus this drop, which is equal to V1. So VR plus this drop, we draw a line here which is called a V1. So V1 line we draw, which is resultant of VR and IR Z1. Now here we see that a V1 voltage plus this drop, which is equal to Vs. So find out Vs. We have to draw line for this drop. But here we see the current flowing in this resistor and inductor, which is Is. So first we find out current Is and then we draw line for this drop. So first we find current Is and find out the current Is. We see in the figure Is will be divided in two parts, IC and IR. So we have to draw line for IC and IR, and resultant of this both line IC and IR we get the current Is. So in phasor diagram we see here is the current IR. Now current IC, which is for the capacitive current, and we know that a capacitive current is 90 angle to the voltage. So here is the voltage for capacitor is V1, and we already find a V1 line. So we draw a line which is 90 angle to V1. So here we draw a line which is 90 angle to V1, which is called our current IC. So first we find current IR, then IC, and resultant of IC and IR, which is our current Is. So sending end current we find Is. Now current Is will be flowing in resistance R by 2 and XL by 2. So we draw the line for this drop. So here we draw a line parallel to current IS, which is called IS into R by 2, which is our resistive drop, which is parallel to current IS. Now current 90 angle to current IS, which is our inductive drop. So we draw a line IS into XL by 2, which is our inductive drop. Now resistive drop plus inductive drop, which is equal to our impedance drop IS into Z by 2. So from the equivalent circuit, V1 plus this drop, which is equal to Vs. So here V1 plus this drop, which is equal to Vs. So we draw a resultant line here, which is called a Vs. So sending end voltage we find, sending end current we already find. So angle between sending end voltage and sending end current, which is our power factor angle phi S. So power factor angle we find out. So here is the both the value of sending end voltage and sending end current we find out from the phasor diagram. Now we revise this phasor diagram because it's some difficult. First of all, we taken VR as a reference, then we draw a line current IR here, which is angle phi R from the VR. Now IR current we drawn, then we draw parallel to IR, which is IR into R by 2, then 90 angle to IR, which is IR into XL by 2. Resultant of this IR into R by 2 and IR into XL by 2, we draw a line IR into Z by 2. Now we find a sending end current. For sending end current we draw a line IC, which is 90 angle to our V1. So V1 90 angle to V1 we IC current line draw. IC and IR resultant is current IS. So IS current line we here draw. Parallel to IS we draw IS into R by 2 drop, and 90 angle to IS we draw IS into XL by 2 drop. Resultant of this both the line, which is IS into Z by 2. Now V1 plus IS into Z by 2, which is our Vs. So we draw a line Vs here. Find out Vs, IS and phi S from the phasor diagram. Thank you.